Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of An Everyday Life of an Aspie. If you're new, I welcome you all. I'm Aspie. I'm all about creating mental health and awareness and sharing my life stories with suspicious syndrome, autism, as well as mental health, along with tips and advice, along with fun and games, hopefully along the way. So if you're new to any of these, feel free to subscribe on the bottom right hand corner of the screen and turn on the notification bell for future updates and future videos like these. Today I'm going to be doing another interview collab with somebody, and you know her dearly because she's been on before. Her name is Lydia Williams, so the link will be in the description below of her channel. So after this video has finished, feel free to pop over and say hi, Aspie has sent me, and maybe show your support by either, you know, watching some of her videos or just by doing what you have to do. Right, as you know, that this is for the whole sole purpose of these future projects, this one included, is to introduce you guys to the name of the face of the person with these conditions, with just as an icebreaker for them, just to get to know them briefly, and maybe hopefully, as I said, of what I was hoping to bring out in one of the future videos is to invite them maybe back again to do a more in-depth storyline of what life was like for them, like a little story time section of their life of certain things based on a topic I may choose at random. So therefore, I would thank you, Lydia, for coming on, and in saying this, let's roll on the questions. So the first question is the name of the condition you were diagnosed with.
What's up, guys? I'm Lydia and I'm back on Aspie's channel. Hey, hi, what up? What is with that intro? So I'm filming the next video that I'm doing in this little collab series thing. I'm from the YouTube channel lifewithlydia. Hi. So today I'm going to be talking about dissociation, which is an interesting subject. It's not a condition in itself, it's a symptom of a condition. It's something that you can make like a whole video about.
The signs and symptoms of the condition.
So the signs and symptoms of it. Right, so dissociation and other dissociative disorders. Sometimes a feeling of disconnection from yourself, problems with handling intense emotions, shifts in mood, depression, anxiety problems, feeling as if the world around you isn't real. And there's memory problems. Often there's a sense of losing time, and that's something that I find to be the most confronting feeling surrounding dissociation. I tend to lose a lot of time, and I tend to have days where I do stuff. Obviously I do stuff, then I kind of, at the end of it, I'm like, what did I do today? And it's like, all that time's gone, you just can't. It's quite strange to explain. Not really knowing what's real and stuff. That's kind of a big thing for me.
How and when were you diagnosed?
How and when we diagnosed, like I say, it's not a diagnosis in itself. When I first noticed it earlier on this year, when I had a complete, I don't even know how to explain it, so I'll just insert a little mini clip from the video I put up about that and it'll kind of explain, because I can't explain it too well. Something really, really weird happened yesterday, and I was going to film a video about this, but I don't really want to set up my camera because I think it's too much, right? I'm still quite afraid from all of this, and I don't really know 100% what happened. Long story short, I woke up this morning, well, this afternoon, went to an appointment, checked my call logs and realised that what I dreamt had actually happened. What I thought I dreamt was actually what had happened last night. I can't remember anything after about 8 o'clock yesterday. I had a dream. Well, apparently I didn't have a dream, but it was a dream to me, about these people who were following me, and then they transformed into animals, but they went from being human first to invisible to like a ghost shape. And I can guarantee this whole thing happened because of the state of my phone screen, because I've got clipped knees, and because of the call logs. Like, these call logs are actually on my phone, and I'm going to insert a screenshot here. It was, I don't know what happened, I don't know, I don't even remember leaving my flat, I don't remember any of it. Like, as from the perspective of it actually happening, I remember it as in me waking up this morning thinking, oh shit, that was a horrible dream, to realising that it actually happened. It's a scary situation, I don't really know. I don't know what it's about. But these fucking invisible dogs were chasing me, biting me, and trying to bite me, and I don't know at all. Troubling. It's troubling to think about. It's scary stuff. I really don't know what happened, and I'm very afraid of it. I don't know. I'm afraid to go to sleep again because I don't know if it's gonna happen again. I don't know if I'm gonna actually be dreaming. I don't know. I'm afraid. I'm so afraid of it all. I'm really afraid. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I don't really know what happened. It just feels like it doesn't feel real. It wasn't real, but it was, and I don't know. It was such a vivid dream that I don't know. It woke me up this morning, and
when I woke up, I was like, oh, it wasn't drinks, it actually happened because I got the call logs and the cuts and the bruise.
Causes and triggers of the symptom.
The trigger for it was the PTSD. It was a way of disconnecting from what went on, and it kind of protects me from their memory.
What struggles do you have with this condition, and how do you overcome this on the daily?
I tend to write everything I'm doing down because, like I say, the memory thing and loss of time is a very big part of it. So I kind of have to, or be on the phone to someone who can then remind me later on. And that's kind of how I deal with it.
Has your condition ever stopped you from doing the things you love? If so, what are they? If not, why not?
Has it ever stopped you from doing things you love? No.
How do you manage and cope your condition on a daily?
Keeping notes, that's just it. I guess I take antidepressants, but I don't really think that's for that.
What are your pet peeves about the condition?
I said the pet peeve about it is the loss of time. I hate the fact that I lose time with stuff, because you do stuff and you just forget it completely. And then with the medication that I'm on, I also forget a lot of things with that as well. So it's like my memory is just like
Are there any benefits of having this? If so, what is it?
Benefits to the condition? None.
What advice would you like to give to the audience today that's in a relationship with this condition, or even just to the audience in general, just to give them a brief overview of what life is like for you, even though we know for everyone it will be different?
What advice would you give to the audience about the condition? That it's a real thing. Like, it's a real thing that people struggle with. And it's quite hard to grasp when you're not dealing with it, because you tend to be like, well, how can you disconnect from something?
What are the myths and misconceptions of the condition?
About the symptom of the condition, I'd say that it's not a real thing, that it's not possible to go through it, and it is. That's probably the biggest myth that I've heard. I don't know, it's not really something that I talk about too much, so not really many people know it's like a thing that I deal with. Pretty new in my life as well, like I've only noticed it this year. I'm still kind of getting to grips with it.
Can you describe what life is like living with this condition?
Not really. It's not easy to describe. I make vlogs though, and it kind of shows how I get through things, so if you're interested, go to my channel and have a look.
And last but not least, is there anything else you would like to add before I end this piece today? Please do so now.
Be supportive. I think I've said that in literally every single one of these videos I've done, that it is real. And it's hard, but just be supportive. And if someone forgets something, don't lose your shit at them because they forgot something. Just be supportive. Yeah, that's this video done. Thank you for watching. And if you haven't seen the videos that I've been in on this channel, I'm sure Aspie will link them in the description down below. Thank you to Aspie for letting me come on her channel and make this video. I appreciate the opportunity. And if you're interested in what I do, feel free to go to my channel and have a look. You're under no obligation to subscribe. It would help. I'm gonna end this here, and I will see you guys soon. If you decide to come watch my channel, or if I do any more videos with Aspie, you'll see me soon. Peace.
Thank you, Lydia, for coming onto the channel. Hopefully you guys learned something, and for the ones that are watching and they may have this condition she mentioned based on dissociation, please feel free to answer the following questions. What are your everyday struggles and how do you overcome them? The myths and misconceptions of the condition, the pet peeves that you have about this condition, and the advice you would like to give to the audience today, maybe just, or to the readers that may come onto the discussion board below to think. And bear in mind also, in saying this, if someone was open to these questions, be respectable and mature about it, because obviously some of these are really hard for people to bring out on the daily, maybe for sharing their life story or whatever it may be. But kudos to the ones that has raised their hands up. I thank you for the ones that has done this so far. And hopefully in saying this, like I said, I'm going to give you a quick lowdown of what's going to come up next, hopefully in the next video, over based on those future project plans that I've got that's swimming around in my head, as well as in my planning book. So if you want to know more about this, let me know. And also in saying this, feel free to, as I said, like, comment and subscribe on the bottom right hand corner, and turn on the notification bell for future updates. Follow me on my social medias, as well as following Lydia on her social medias once all the description is written down for her contact details. Feel free to also share these videos around, because as I said, I'm all about, you know, making an awareness and understanding for everybody like ourselves to bring ourselves out. So enough to do, guys. Thanks for support, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Ciao.